Began my coaching career at DeKalb.
Okay.
Coached there 1 year, and then moved on to Cannon County, where I stayed from 07 to 15, and had some good success there, obviously. I coached for Michael Dodgen in Cannon County and followed him last year as he moved to Sparta, to White County. So obviously, I still live in Smithville currently, and I'll be moving here, by August. Hopefully, by the time school starts, I'll be moving up here. But right now, I'm making the commute, which is a bit daunting. I told the girls they were talking about how early we are and leave in the morning. I said, well, I got up at 3 this morning. So now I've been coaching high school for 13.
Okay.
And then obviously a lot of summer experience. Started on the boys' side in boys AAU, and then have ended up the last number of years, 3 or 4, with the Tennessee Flight organization. I'm wondering, being in Smithville and all this time that I've been coaching, I've been running a small business with my brother. So that's something that I'm transitioning out of and taking the job here, coaching at Cannon. And I knew, number one, the situation was a community that liked their athletics. The girls program at that time was growing. Shane had really provided, I think, a lot of stability, as I know now, to the program, and really had turned things, had a couple of 20-win seasons. We played them in those years at Cannon County. We would come down here for the Christmas tournament. We always had a great time. I remember actually the first time we come down here when the new school opened, and I was just blown away at the facilities.
Yes.
And I remember somebody at that point, maybe Shane or someone else, giving us a tour of weight room and gym facilities. And I was just, awed at the facility that the community had decided to provide for their students and their athletes. So that was the kind of my first dealings with them coming here and playing. Then, of course, last year with Steve Williams taking over, he's an old college colleague. All of us coaches kind of know each other.
Yeah.
We used to play Steve's teams in Florida. We used to take Cannon County down there and play, and so I was aware of Steve. And of course, it coalesced that last year, me moving to Sparta, become Rhea County's district.
Right.
And so got to know Ray a little more intimately, scouting wise, and really being on the road. And as far as the background of some of the players, some of the current players and some of the middle school players are part of the Flight program here. The Flight has allowed me to know a lot of players across the state. So knew the area, always knew that Rhea County was really good in football, and they appreciate their athletics, and the girls have had their moments, and then right now it's just a question of stability. But the job in and of itself is a fantastic job, and so when I saw that it was available, I wanted to make sure that I expressed interest and talked to the right people, because it's I know Steve wouldn't have been leaving if situations had been different, if he could have got his house sold and those type of things. So it's not a situation where somebody's trying to get out of town or forced out of town. And that was the same way with Shane. I knew Shane obviously moved up and furthered his career, and so it's really been a job for the last 2 coaches changes that it's just circumstances and really not the program. So program is, I think, poised to have success. The middle school, and a lot of coaches have put a lot of work in, not just Shane and Steve, but I know Coach Williams, and I know Coach Hampton did a good job last year at the middle school, and that's just here locally at Ray Middle. The groundwork has been laid in some estimations, in my opinion, and that's why this job is an attractive position. There's talent, but there's also been good coaching. I think that it's a situation where with the right dedication by both players and coaches, good things are going to happen.
Tell us a little about how you run your offense and your defense.
Offensively, obviously what we're going to do offensively is going to be catered to my abilities as talent provides. Big thing offensively, as a general rule, I want to play fast and maximize shots, maximize good shots for us. But I do want to play fast. Transition is important to me. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time on transition at the moment because we're just trying to get everybody up to speed with 2 days of practice. But I want to play fast. We're going to mix running traditional sets with free play. I like for players to not be robots. I like to teach them the game so that they are going to take the open shots. They're going to make the open play. They're going to be aggressive. They're not just trying to play from point A to point B to point C. Kind of teach them how it's become, I think, a little negative pickup. You know, you play pickup, and that connotation has become negative. I think, though, what a lot of basketball players, both boys and girls this day and age, don't know how to just go out and play. Right. They don't understand the concepts that maybe we had growing up. But we're going to play fast, or try to play fast. We're going to try to shoot the three if it's open. It's something we've been really working on in a very short period of time, getting them comfortable taking shots. Not just a couple of people, but everybody on the floor. Right. And then you'll see a lot of traditional stuff. I run a lot of pick and roll action. I get to that pick and roll action out of different sets. We're going to do some pretty traditional stuff in that regard, and then we're just going to play. You know, we're going to try to, hopefully, as the season gets here, my defense will create some easy offense for us too. Right. Defensively, we're going to start man-to-man. Generally speaking, 99.9% of the time. I do have a lot of flexibility in that, though. I like mixing things up. But I'm a man coach, and that's what I want to play. That goes along with the offensive philosophy of just knowing how to play the game. If you know how to play man-to-man, then you know how to play man-to-man. Now, we'll show zones in the half court on occasion when dictated by strategy or dictated by personnel we're playing. We're going to play in the full court in some manner. It may be zone press, it may be man press, it may be a little bit of both, but defensively we'll do some full court stuff as well. Again, what I want to impart to them is playing with an urgency and being quick. We're going to play quick on offense and quick on defense.
Talk about your coaching staff that you got in place.
Right now, I'm very fortunate that I have a coach like Eric Barrett who's going to stay on board. He is obviously a wealth of information. He's been a head coach. He's been here with these girls for a number of years, I think 3 or 4 total. And Eric is somebody, obviously, I've known in the coaching profession as well. And I know I can trust Eric. And Eric is like me. He's seen a lot of battles on the floor, so he's going to be such a valuable wealth of information for the community as a whole as Ray is concerned. But just really, anytime you can have a former head coach on your staff, it's a plus. And I am fortunate that I don't have to go out and try to hunt a coach like Eric to help me. I'm taking this job a little bit late, that he's already here on staff. Right. He's really made the transition smooth. I can't say enough about Eric and how he's helped me out so far, really getting things going. And then, the same token, you need a competent, accomplished female assistant most times when you take a program as a male. And Keely Formont, I couldn't ask for a better situation than that. She steps in. I believe she was doing her student teaching here through the spring. She just finished up a uber successful 1,000-point career at Bryan. And she's going to step in as a former point guard. She can be an extra coach there for my guards. And I need a young, energetic coach, and again, preferably a female. And guess what? I come here and she's already here, ready to go. And right. So I'm very pleased with that as well. She's already shown me that she wants to be a good coach moving forward. She's already detail-oriented like me. It's pretty exciting to have the kind of tailor-made staff stepping in. And that's going to help me transition even quicker, and really going to make me look good. Right. Anytime assistants, as a former assistants are always the ones who make the coaches look good. But no, seriously, the staff is really, again, I know I couldn't this late in the year put together this kind of stuff. Right. So just the luck of the draw. I think that's just God's way of telling me this is the right place to be. Good situation, good school, great staff already in place. So. But yeah, I'm very pleased with my staff.
Talk about how excited you are to be coming to Rhea County and the small community that we have here. And
yeah, I have coached obviously all my stops. DeKalb being my hometown, but all my stops have been rural small schools, smaller than Rhea from an enrollment standpoint, but all of them have a small town feel. And of course, what is the best possible situation I think is student enrollment coupled with a small town community feel. And that's what Ray provides. You know, Ray is a community that they have shown over and over. I do my history as well. I do my history searches, but you know, they have shown over and over they're going to support good athletic teams, no matter what sport. People like kids that play hard, that have that small town grit, what I would call small town grit. And you know, everyone I've encountered in Rhea County has been just exceedingly nice to me and excited for me to be here. And that buoys your confidence about the job and the community you'll be working in. And I tell you, when I look at some of the other places I've been able to coach at, I've been blessed, but I'm not so sure this is not equal or on par with all that. They don't have the success that has some of those other places tradition-wise, maybe, if you just want to break down numbers, but from facilities to administration to just the average person that you're going to meet at the gas station, people here in Rhea County care about their athletes and care about their athletics. And that same fervor that they have for football, it's there for every sport, but you just got to go get it. You got to show them that you're willing to put in the time and make the product on whatever sport you're playing, just like football. And that's, I am a hard worker. I may or may not be a great coach. I'd like to think I'm all right in that regard and strategy-wise, but I won't be outworked, and my team won't be outworked. So I think a community like Rhea County and specifically the Dayton area, they appreciate that. Just from my knowledge in these communities, they want somebody that's going to get in and put the hours in and put the time in. I did all the advanced scouting in White County, and I know this district, I would say, as well as anybody. I mean, I'm not going to say I know it better than anybody, but nobody knows it better. I know for Rhea County, for instance, last year, I watched them probably live 3 or 4 times and then watched on film that many more times again. So I know the district. I know what I'm cut out. I mean, I know what it's cut out because there's a lot of good coaches. A lot of good coaches. You talk about, obviously, Coach Dodgen, who I was fortunate enough to coach with at White County. He has multiple state tournament appearances. You have Mindy Odom, multiple state tournament appearances. You have Coach Buck at Stone, multiple state tournament appearances. You have Rodica at Cumberland. All she's done is dominate this district, the last 3 or 4 years. And then Warren County is a program that has, tried to get their bearings, and now they've got a coach in Shay that is trying to get things turned there, and she's trying to provide some stability there. So you don't have to go far when you look down at the coaches that are in this district. Me coming in as a newbie, my work's cut out for me. But I'm a newbie as a head coach, and obviously there'll be a transition for me in that regard. But not newbie to the district, and not newbie to just the coaching in general. And I know what I'm going to get. I mean, aggressive style of play is a hallmark for most of these teams in the district.